Hey B2B founders and marketers, did you know 62% of marketers say lead scoring boosts conversions? I'm Tony from the Scaling Founder and Conic Digital, where I have helped US and UK businesses cut sales cycles by 37%. Whether you are a startup on a budget or a $5 to $10 million firm scaling fast, lead scoring is your secret weapon. And today I'm answering 20 critical questions to supercharge your B2B growth in 2025. Subscribe and hit the bell and let's get scaling. Lead scoring helps you focus on high value leads, saving time and boosting ROI. From free tools for startups to advanced systems for mid-market firms, I'll cover budget-friendly tips, US and UK compliance, and strategies using tools like the Scaling Founder CRM, HubSpot, and Salesforce. So stick around for my free Startup to Scale playbook at the end. So let's get into the question. What is lead scoring and why is it important for B2B? Lead scoring ranks leads based on their likelihood to buy using data like behavior and demographics. A $1 million Boston startup used HubSpot's free scoring to prioritize 20% of leads, doubling conversions. It's critical for US and UK based B2Bs to focus sales efforts and maximize ROI. You've heard about the Dream 100? You'll get 80% of your business from the right leads, and scoring them will help you to identifying them. So, question number 2, how do startups set up a lead scoring system on a budget? Start with a free CRM like HubSpot. Assign points for actions, 10 for a demo request, 5 for a website visit, 5 for opening an email. A 500K London startup scored 100 leads monthly for free like this, saving 10 hours weekly. So test and tweak scores monthly for improved accuracy. Question number 3. What are the best lead scoring tools for startups in 2025? Well, for startups, HubSpot Free and ActiveCampaign are affordable. A $1 million Seattle SME used ActiveCampaign to score leads, boosting close rates by 15%. Mid-market, Salesforce Pardot that scales for complex needs, and also a Scaling Founder CRM as an all-in-one function. Check my playbook tool for real recs. So, question number 4. How does lead scoring improve sales efficiency for SMEs? Scoring prioritizes hot leads, cutting sales cycles. A $3 million Bristol firm used HubSpot to focus on top 10% of leads, closing deals 20 times faster or 20% faster. So automate scoring for free to free up sales teams for high value tasks. It saves you time and it gives you time with the right people, the right leads. It's like often I would say, people say, oh, my leads are junk, but I would argue it's not junk, it's just not scored properly or it's just not targeted properly. Because it doesn't help that you get a million leads from, all over. You're going to work yourself silly trying to actually get those leads to a saleable position. Rather focus on smaller leads, but with a higher intent in them. So question 5, what data points should startup prioritize for lead scoring? Okay, so focus on behavior. If you can figure out that somebody's been to your sales page, that somebody's been to the spec page, so somebody opened your email and visit your website at various points, and where the graphics of it, obviously, and job title. Those are all important points to make you or talk to a better quality lead. So here's an example. A $1 million Austin startup scored leads by C-suite roles, improving conversion by 25%. Start with 3 to 5 data points and keep it simple. So question number 4, how do $5 to $10 million firms integrate lead scoring with CRMs? Okay, well, you use APIs or native integration. We've got a lot of native integration in our Scaling Funnel CRM, which makes it a lot simpler to use. A $7 million Manchester SaaS firm synced Salesforce Pardot with its CRM, automating scoring for 5,000 leads monthly. So here's a pro tip. Use Zapier for free CRM to streamline setups. You can start this for free and then you scale up to more all-in-one tools like the Scaling Funnel CRM. So question number 7, how to score leads for different buyer personas in B2B. So what you need to do is create persona-specific models, different ICPs for your different departments. A $5 million Chicago firm scored CMOs versus CTOs, differentiating, and that differentiation boosted relevance by 30%. Assign unique weights like 20 points for a CMO demo request and test quality. Right, question number 8. What's the role of behavioral data in lead scoring for SMEs? Behavioral data like page views or downloads shows intent. A $2 million leads SME used behavioral scoring in ActiveCampaign to identify 15% higher intent leads, doubling their ROI. So track 5 or 10 behavior stats and contact those people and see how it improves your ROI. Question number 9. How do startups adjust lead scores over time? You have to review your scores monthly against your conversions. What you don't measure, or what you don't measure won't grow. So you have to measure to grow or adjust and grow. A $1 million San Francisco startup tweaked scores after 3 months, improving accuracy by 40%. So use A/B testing to find optimal points and thresholds. Question number 10. What are common lead scoring mistakes for B2B firms? Number 1 is overcomplicating everything. Ignore that. And the other thing is ignoring your data hygiene. A $3 million Denver SME lost 20% efficiency with outdated scores. Start simple, clean CRM data weekly, and align sales and marketing. When you do this, when you keep on top of things like this, you become much more effective. And then implementing AI frees up your time to spend on the important tasks. So question number 11, how does lead scoring align sales and marketing for $10 million firms? Scoring creates shared priorities. A $6 million Boston firm used HubSpot scoring to align teams, cutting lead handoff times by 25%. So set joint KPIs like 50 point leads and point leads for sales follow-up. Okay, so set those joint KPIs, get faster handoffs, and you'll get better results. Question number 12. How do SMEs use predictive lead scoring in 2025? Predictive scoring uses AI to forecast conversions. A $4 million Bristol firm used Salesforce Einstein to predict 30% of closes, boosting ROI by 20%. Startups can use Apollo AI's basic AI for similar results. Question number 13. What's the impact of lead scoring on ROI for B2Bs? Scoring lifts ROI by focusing on high value leads. A $5 million Austin SaaS firm saw 3x ROI with HubSpot scoring, saving 50K in wasted effort. Track closed deals versus scores to measure. Okay, question number 14. How do US UK startups score leads for tech firms? Tech leads need behavior heavy scoring. A $1 million London startup scored demo requests at 50 points, closing 50% faster. So use tools like Apollo AI for tech-specific data like software usage. That is an indicator, a big indicator. What do they already have in their tech stack? Is their tech stack heavy? How can your tool or your service actually alleviate their tech stack strain? Anyway, question number 15. How does automation enhance lead scoring for SMEs? Automation updates scores in real time. A $3 million Manchester SME used Scaling Finder CRM to auto-score 1,000 leads monthly, saving 15 hours. And then the seamless integration that we have just easily showed them which contacts to actually speak to first or call first. And there were also automations that fired off that lead scoring, keeping the follow up, keeping the contacts engaged, and actually closing more deals as it goes along. Question number 16. How do startups validate lead scores? So compare scores to actual conversions. A $500,000 Seattle startup validated scores quarterly, improving accuracy by 35%. So use free CRM analytics or Google Sheets for small data sheets. Question number 17. What's the role of intent data in lead scoring for B2Bs? Intent data, like search behavior, boosts accuracy. A $5 million Chicago firm used ZoomInfo's intent data to score leads, lifting conversions by 25%. Startups can use LinkedIn intent signals for free. Question 18 is how do $5 to $10 million firms prioritize leads for follow-up? So you set score thresholds like 50 points for sales calls. A $7 million Denver firm prioritized 100 plus point leads, closing 30% faster. Automate notifications to sales via CRMs. You can set up the CRM that when with the interaction of the lead across the internet, when that score hits 100 or 200, whatever you set your thresholds at, a task is created for a salesperson to phone, an email is sent, a text is sent, WhatsApp is sent, and all of that interaction starts to happen. Everybody's alerted and you close deals. Okay. Question 19. How does lead scoring reduce sales cycle times for SMEs? So here is the big thing. Scoring shortens cycles by targeting ready leads. If you can get a notification when somebody's visited your pricing page 3 or 4 times, or requested a demo, and CMO wants a demo, the CEO wants a demo, the CTO wants a demo, the whole team involved with making decision, then you know this is a hot deal. So a $4 million leads SME cuts cycles by 20% with HubSpot scoring. Focus on high score leads and automate nurturing for the others. Question number 20. How do startups measure lead scoring effectiveness? So track conversion rates and sales velocity. A $1 million Austin startup measured a 2x conversion lift with scoring. Use free CRM reports or my playbook's KPI template to start. Okay, that's 20 ways lead scoring can skyrocket your US UK B2B growth. From startups saving time to $5 to $10 million firms scaling fast. There's a strategy for you. So, do you want more? Would you like more? Check out my playlist for AI employees, lead gen, and more. Grab my free Startup to Scale playbook in the description below and learn how to boost your pay pipeline. Subscribe, hit the bell, and comment. What's your lead scoring lack? Or what is your lead scoring hack? Let's keep on scaling together, and I respond personally to all comments. So thank you for watching The Scaling Finder. Next up is marketing automation. On Thursday, I'll see you there. Keep on scaling.